the inflammation is our body's mechanism way of protecting itself. Okay. So if there is no inflammation, then we wouldn't know that we are hurting ourselves. Mind you, sometimes when you go to the doctor, it's because you're hurting somewhere.
Right.
So if there is that absence of that inflammation, then the disease would be going on and on. Okay,
Got it.
good. So there are different. There is a difference between pain and inflammation. So I clear with that. Pain is the symptom. So if you cut yourself, you stab yourself, you get injured, you get the pain. That's a symptom. The inflammation is the process that goes on so that you feel the pain. Mind you, pain, it's not felt in the injured. You feel it, but it's not created where you're hurt. It's the brain that creates the feeling of pain. Okay?
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So there is pain and there is inflammation. And in the inflammation, there are two types of inflammation. We have acute inflammation. So the acute one is the one I'm going to help you go through that. Acute is the one that happens instantly, like when you hurt yourself. Then there is low or chronic inflammation. Low grade inflammation is the one we don't feel pain, but inside the pain is going on. And that's when it becomes long pain. I mean, it becomes pain. We are feeling pain for a long time. We have chronic inflammation. So all this time we are talking about chronic inflammation. It was once acute inflammation that prolonged became low-grade inflammation, and it's continuous, and so it's chronic.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So would you say is it safe to say that inflammation is like a notification?
Exactly.
Okay.
It is, and yeah. Or it's just like an alarm as well. It's a notification, an alarm, something like that. So let me walk you through what happens during the acute inflammation, how inflammation is created itself. So supposedly you fall, like I do normally do,
Mm-hmm.
or you have cut yourself, stump yourself, or something happens, like you get the virus infection.
Right.
The damaged cells, they call for alarm. So they are alarming the immune system. Something is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So the immune system comes, and histamine is also among the immune system. So the immune system is going to clear it, take the pathogen by engulfing it, like eating it, if it's a pathogen. If it's just a heart or something that it's an injury, you cut yourself, it's going to clear the debris by eating up the dead cells, the damaged cells. And at the same time, the histamine, it's dilating, it's making the blood vessels leaky. It's like opens the blood vessels so that other immunocells can come in, so that the proteins can come in, so that cholesterol and antioxidants can come in. Okay. And also the histamine is going to make that place swell. It's going to create the redness. And when that is happening, the nerve cells are going to send an electrical charge to the spinal cord. The spinal cord is going to relay that to the brain. The brain is going to interpret the message and now sends back this perception of pain. And that's when you take the action. Either you move the hand or you see, oh, I cut myself. If
Right.
it's happening inward, there is nothing you can do about it. You're just going to feel pain. Okay.
Right.
So the cholesterol comes in as, the bad cholesterol is the one that goes when there is inflammation, and it's there. I think we talked about it, or maybe having, but cholesterol is the one that makes it's there. It's concerned in cell membrane, so it's going to help the cell to reconstruct itself. It's also going to protect the nerves if there is in the nerve damage. The antioxidants are going to come because if there is any damage that is caused, there is a radical that have been created. So
Mm.
it's going to remove the bad. I mean, it's like balancing and also protecting the zone. And so you have the cholesterol, the antioxidant, immune system, histamine, they all act together with the brain. And now there's the pain you're feeling means your system is working. The pain is also like protecting yourself, so that's where you don't go bumping the same place, like you bandage it. It's like a small bandage. Your body bandages that place so that you protect it by feeling pain. Because if
Right.
you didn't feel pain, you would aggravate the situation because you'd go on hurting yourself more, right?
Right.
So
For
that
for
is
the
the
for the viewers,
yeah,
just for one quick second for the viewers,
yeah,
I want to put it
yeah,
into layman terms because you're high level speaking at this point right now. As I would say, you're doing $2 conversations to
yeah,
myself on a 25 cent budget here. But for the viewers,
yeah,
um, the way she's explained, I want to explain my personal situation with the pain. And as you know, Catherine,
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
started the cold dip and doing the cold dip plunge, and I didn't have any feeling on the left side on the bottom extremity as far as the leg and
yeah.
to the foot. But once those lanes started opening back up in the nervous system, pain started coming and the veins started pumping blood into the nervous system. So the connection to the brain and the leg has begun.
That's
So that this
beautiful.
is this
Awesome,
this is what
awesome,
she's
awesome.
explaining. So I totally
Yeah,
get it. And I wouldn't
yeah,
know that if I
yeah.
hadn't had conversation with you about
Yeah, what is going
said
on? This pain is coming.
exactly,
And yeah, because sometimes we feel pain and we are just like rebuking it, like, why am I feeling this pain? What is it paid for?
exactly.
And actually, pain is there to tell us something is not happening the way it's supposed to be. Can you do something about it? Now, the problem is like when you cut your finger, you can see it, so you can relate. You can say, okay, I'm feeling pain because I cut myself. But
Hmm.
when it happens inside, we don't know what is happening. We just feel pain. You're like, heck, what is happening inside me?
Right.
And we're
I used
supposed
to
to be,
I used to freak out when the pain would come out. It's like, oh my God, something's happened. I'm about to die.
yeah.
But that's the brain connecting back to what was once broken. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, like we say, those are your body is living. Like why I use the term dead, like you heard that those cells they were like dead, and now they are sending back the image, the message to the brain, like, hey, here we are
Right,
living, we are coming back to
right,
life, and what
exactly.
can we do now? Like maybe more food. And did you know like we heal better when we have better nutrition? Because for example, when you cut yourself and you people there are people who bleed for a long time,
Hmm.
that can be because of some nutrient deficiencies. Some people some wounds will take longer to heal as well, especially when you don't have enough protein, because protein are building blocks. That's what
Right.
we are made of. And so nutrition also comes in when it comes to how are you healing your wounds. Okay, so that was acute inflammation.
Hmm.
And now when the inflammation continues to go on, like okay, you did the immune system did everything, but the pain is still there, like the system didn't shut, so the immune system is going to stay alert. And the
Right.
problem with that is when the damage starts, because now the immune system is there to protect you. It's just like um, imagine we have um, what we call this man, firemen, right? They
Hmm.
come, they put the fire off, and they clean the place. The people who come to clean the place, they clean place. We go up. You come there maybe 3 days, 4 days after. You didn't maybe even notice there was a fire going on at that place, because everything was cleared. Maybe just the damage of the house. Okay.
Right.
Now imagine they clear the fire, they go away, but inside in the house, maybe some fire was left there. It's not making, imagine like ashes, like hot ashes. Okay, maybe this is too rote for some people. They don't even know what ashes are. I
Right,
don't know.
right.
Like the charcoal is burning. The burning charcoal. Like you don't see the fire, but the charcoal is still burning inside.
But it's there, right, right.
Yeah, it's there. The pain is there, but you don't see it, and so the immune system keeps on. It's kept activated for a long time.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's where we enter into a chronic inflammation.
Okay.
I say we left the acute inflammation. Now we get to the chronic inflammation. And this is a silent road of modern diseases, because this is where almost all diseases that we are suffering today root from this systematic inflammation that is continuously being felt inside as we can feel it, but the cells are feeling that inflammation. And so when there is too much inflammation, there is oxidative stress that is happening. You're going to have hormonal imbalance because it's disrupting the mechanism of hormones. Okay.
Right,
There is DNA damage as well. We are going to have cellular aging because now the inflammation causes aging, fast aging, because the cells are not healthy. They are no longer thriving, they are surviving. They are trying the best they can do. And it can also lead to insulin resistance.
right.
So I'm going to name some few diseases that we don't really relate with pain. So here we go. Type 2 diabetes, for example. This is inflammation blocking insulin signaling. We have cancer. This is inflammation allowing abnormal cells to grow and spread. Heart disease, inflamed vessels attack plaque and clot formation. We have stroke, which is chronic inflammation damaging blood vessels and creating increasing clot risk. High blood pressure, inflamed arteries, loss of flexibility, and that raises the pressure. Um, like high blood pressure goes with also the cholesterol building up. When the cholesterol came and it's still continuing being where it was without it moving away.
Right.
So that's when the plaques are formed. We have kidney disease where inflammation damages nephrons and disrupts filtration, blindness and cataracts. These are chronic inflammation damaging retina and lenses, depression, neuroinflammation, Alzheimer's disease. This is chronic brain inflammation in microglia in the brain. These are brain immunocells. Brain has its own immunocells, but comparing with the whole body.
Hmm.
And constipation, that is inflamed gut lining. And then we have autoimmune diseases, that is the immune system overreacting. Okay, we have these tendencies of saying like autoimmune diseases, it's your immune system is eating yourself and actually attacking the body. But actually, no, it's just because it's on demand. It doesn't have that time to shut off, so it's all constantly attacking, not attacking, but it's screening more than it should. And sometimes, especially when we now know, like for example, those who have autoimmune diseases have the leaky gut, and the leaky gut keeps on sending materials into the system. And so the immune system is attacking those materials, the proteins, and those proteins can mimic parts of our body. And that's how we feel pain in the joint, can have problem on the skin. It's not that the immune system is normally trained to protect,
Right.
not to eat itself, to eat the self. Okay. You have any question?
Now I'm actually just learning here because honestly, I truly thought that inflammation was always a bad thing, and I was never told that that's like a notification that
Yeah.
something's going on here. So,
Yeah.
and this is, I say this every time we podcast on the nutritionist and stuff conversation that this is very informative. information, very important. You know, folks, you could gain a lot of knowledge from this young lady on your body, on nutrition, on this stuff. So it's very important. This is good.
Thank you. Thank you. It's always good, like we get to, because I also didn't know. And instead of us being taught, like, okay, when you feel pain, listen to that pain. What message is it bringing
Right.
forward? Instead of when you feel pain, you just get the medicine and you shut it off.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll give an example. For example, my daughter had about 3 weeks ago, 2 days in a row, she woke up, I'm having a stomach pain, and she would just go and pick a painkiller.
Hmm.
Okay, we normally don't take medicine, but we have them in any case. You never know. I was like, okay, the first day it's okay, but the second day you need to ask yourself, where is that pain coming from?
Right.
And I always go back to, what did you eat? What changed between the day before and yesterday that you're waking up now with pain?
Right.
And she will go back into, okay, I ate this, I ate that, I ate that. And say maybe you're reacting to something.
Right. I
And
was
if
telling
that
you.
thing, sorry, and if that thing is in the diet, for example, if it's something that she ate, we introduced, I'll tell her, you get out of that thing, you make the connection. If the pain goes away, then you mean you're reacting to something that is that food.
Right. I was
Yeah.
telling a buddy of mine, he was like, "Man, you're in pain." I said, "Yeah, but that's a good thing." And he looked confused when I told him that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was like, "Why are you looking confused?" He said, "Because pain is a good thing." I said, "Yeah, because I didn't feel that before, so it was completely numb. So
yeah,
something is going on in this leg
yeah,
that's working.
yeah,
So I'm gonna
yeah.
continue doing my regimen, doing what I was doing to get
Hmm.
that pain." So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's like when you now, in your present case, when you're feeling pain, you know life is coming back.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So when we talk about the chronic inflammation, we what triggers the chronic inflammation? So we're looking at what can cause that chronic inflammation to go on from the acute to now the chronic. And sometimes it doesn't just start from the acute inflammation; it starts from dysfunction. Okay, like if you have deficiencies of some kind of. Imagine like vitamin D, for example.
Hmm.
It controls almost 1,000 genetic material stuff. I don't know exactly what, but it is involved in about 1,000.
Yeah,
Uh, and so if you're lacking vitamin D, you might not feel pain, but it's the consequence of having less or insufficient or deficiency or insufficient is going to make your body adapt. And so to a certain point where it's no longer adapting, the disease comes in because now what was supposed to be done by vitamin D, it's playing a role. If it's now not being that role is not being played, the body has to fill that gap,
got it.
and that gap might cause pain somewhere. And that is not pain that I'm talking, not the pain as symptom, but now the inflammation. We are talking like that message is not being delivered. Okay.
Got it.
When the body, the brain and the body, or the body, our body, is fast made to survive. Okay, it's not there to live optimal health. It will survive with the least you give it. Okay. Now, when we are eating and we are eating enough, as we say, nutrient dense foods, you sufficiently supply your body with food that is going to go everywhere.
Hmm.
Yesterday, I was talking to my daughter. I was like, there's some supplements you're supposed to take because she doesn't eat meat. And so I was like, you have to take these supplements every day, no matter what happens, because it's not about you taking the supplement, it's your body not getting enough of it. And when the body doesn't get enough nutrients to, like, for example, if it's your hair, and your hair needs protein, your body is going to say, well, I don't need long hair, right? I can go without hair. So I'm going to put that protein somewhere
Right.
because you're not supplying me with enough protein, right? So the body is going always to compensate with the little you give it. So it's going to take where there is much, it's going to be put where there is the need. If that there is no sufficient that is coming through the body. I don't know whether I'm making sense with what I'm saying.
Go ahead, I get it.
You got it?
Yeah.
So what will trigger the chronic inflammation mostly is food, like this ultra processed food, stress, leaky gut, chronic inflammation from viruses, parasites, or bacteria, mold or pesticides and heavy metal, emotional trauma. This is and also chronic stress, poor sleep, and gut microbiome imbalance, lack of movement. So being sedentary really can make you create disease, and suppressed sadness, grief, or chronic negative thinking.
Right.
Those are things that are going to create the imbalance, and they're going to create that. They're going to trigger the inflammation. So it's like the inflammation comes with imbalances of what is normally supposed to be integrity. Okay. Any question?
Got it. No, good. You're doing great. I'm
Cool.
just here.
And
I'm
so,
just here pushing buttons, folks. This is the nutritionist coach, Catherine Getu's expertise.
okay. So how do you begin to heal? It's by giving your body the most, not just the essential, but the most, the abundance of things that you can help yourself with, the right environment. So eating real whole food. Food, as I say, it's the communication, it's the information that is going to tell the body what it's going to do. So
Right.
if you're not giving your body the right information, it's not going to translate the food into good, health. Okay.
Got it.
So we remove the inflammatory triggers, that is food, toxins, and also overstimulation, negative thoughts. We avoid stress. We sleep enough. Okay. There are people, I think, I also used to play that part sometimes years ago. When I started my blogging, I would wake up at 3 o'clock, and sometimes I would sleep at midnight. Like I
Wow.
was really working. Yeah.
Right.
And to a point it was okay. But I started seeing, okay, this is really affecting the way I am feeling during the day. And so what I'm saying is there are people who swear like they don't sleep a lot. There is that not sleeping a lot, and there is, jeopardizing your life. So you have to, and especially when we get to a certain age, I think there is nothing that improves once we get to 30.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get to 30, everything starts declining. So we need to have enough good quality sleep that is going to help us to restore, because the body is restoring itself when it's sleeping.
Right.
So you need to hydrate yourself, prioritize, having that self care, self love, and self care, and also
Okay.
listening to your body, listening to the body, the message, the pain, the inflammation, the disease we have are always a way of the body that is communicating to us. So sitting down with your pain and asking, what is the information that I'm supposed to take from this? Okay.
Exactly. And
So
the only way you can hear, in my experience, my personal experience, the only way you can hear your body is to
mhm,
silence your mind.
that's true.
You know,
That's true. That's true.
that's from personal experiences. That was the only way I was able to hear my body. I had
Mhm,
to silence the chaos in my mind
mhm.
of
That's
what
that.
was going on around me and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
that was going on in my life.
Hmm. I totally agree. I totally agree.
Exactly. Exactly.
I
So
totally do.
would you say that processed food aggravate inflammation,
Yeah,
agitate it?
it actually causes inflammation and also aggravates the inflammation that is already there.
Hmm,
Yeah,
okay.
sugar on itself. Did you know, for example, um, if you took something that is sugary, or you take like soda, for example, you take a Coke, your immune system is going to be knocked out for about 4 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like it's not going to be sufficient. It's not going to protect. It's not going to filter. It's going to be knocked out. Now, imagine, and that's what I tell my kids, for example, is if you want to, I don't like keep them eating unhealthy food, but they live in this industrialized world.
Right.
And so I was like, always, if you get your Coke, bring it home. You drink it where you're safe, because when you eat junk food, when you're outside and people are having all the kind of microbes, and now your immune system is attacked, it's like it's slowed down. That means you can easily get infections just because you drank something that is going to knock your immune system out.
Right.
So yeah, sugary, ultra processed food, they really, yeah, they cause inflammation and they're going to aggravate inflammation.
So eating that Twinkie after dinner is no good.
What did you call that?
Twinkie,
Twinkie?
it's like a
Okay.
like a bun, like a sweet bun with.
Once it's not going to hurt you, it's not going to hurt, but it's like, how often are you eating them?
No, I don't. I don't.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Once it's not going to to hurt, but if you get that thing of um, eating sugary stuff after, even some people think like I can eat a salad and then I eat my cake, my piece of cake, and I have even had people like there is this lady who has she has a lot of viewers now. She started with glucose something.
Uh,
She created a book. She has a glucose movement, and she says you can just, it's like dressing your sugary stuff, glucose food. So you can eat salad and then you eat your pasta, which is going to slow the sugar spike in the blood, right?
right.
Which is a good thing because you're not going to have that high spike of the blood glucose,
Right.
because you eat salad and you eat your pasta and then you can eat your cake in the end. But what people don't get is we are not eating for the glucose, we are eating to feed the cells.
Right.
So whether you're going to raise your glucose or not, what are you feeding your cells? Is eating pasta or eating that cake going to feed yourself with the best nutrients? No.
No.
No. So everyone is in their own camps, right? I'm in my camp here, and someone is also in their camp saying, okay, fine, reduce the glucose spike and you can have your life, because all we are saying is what is causing the disease is the glucose. Once you have these up and down, the glucose is spiking and then it's going down, and so it can cause disease.
Right.
But the real question is, what are you feeding your body when you can have food that is going to spike your blood glucose, but it's not going to create disease.
Exactly. That
Yeah.
that's very important. I was having a conversation with my brother.
Mhm.
He's actually recently changed his diet.
Okay.
So there's two brothers left, and they've gotten on this healthy kick now. So I'm proud to see them take charge of their health and getting checkups and all that stuff. And he just cold turkey red meat, cold
Wow.
turkey pasta,
Yeah.
and now I have him reading labels. So when he's purchasing things, and he travels a lot, so
Okay.
he's always picking stuff up and eating
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's completely cut that out now. So he's
Yeah,
reading the labels.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's beautiful. I congratulate him because that's taking. steps toward your health, because
Exactly.
as we go toward that end of the life, we want to be much stronger than we were when we were younger.
Yeah.
And we can't have that beautiful life if we are not feeding ourselves with the right nutrients.
You know, I have this saying every time I go into the gym and I'm dressing out to get out there and work out or whatever I'm doing in there. They'll say, "Good morning, Trent." I'm like, "Good morning." I guess we're negotiating with time again today. So got to negotiate with that time, folks. We have to, man.
Yeah,
Be mindful what we're consuming, daily workouts, all that stuff, man. As Catherine said, as we get older, hey,
yeah.
the battle begins. So,
The battle begins. I remember um, Denzel Washington. He was having a conversation with a man. I don't know. It just came on my Instagram as I was posting my stuff. It
yeah,
came, and I love this guy. Okay, it's like this man. You just have to stop and hear what he's saying.
uh-huh,
He was next to a man, and he asked the guy, this man, "How old are you?" It was like, "I'm 70 something." And this one was like, "Man, it looks bad." And he was like, "You have to be armed long before you get to the battlefield.
huh,
Because once you get to the battlefield, you have no other chances." So, meaning like you really have to work your body up, you eat the
right,
healthy food, so that when you're getting older, when you get older, and maybe you might not all deviate, that might aging is inflammation, and so we might get diseases as we go on.
right.
But if you have that, you have that army that you have created with your immune system is strong, you're eating well, you have strong muscles and all that,
They're gonna
you will
come
not
after
be
us.
knocked
Yeah,
out
exactly,
easily. Yeah.
exactly. And honestly, I believe I was talking to a neurologist when this first took place in me. I used to run 4 and 5 miles a day. My
Yeah.
mother at that time was diagnosed with breast cancer, so I started running.
Mhm.
Just in the name of
Yeah,
fighting this
supporting her.
battle with her, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So unbeknownst to me, that this would happen down the line, but that running 4 and 5 miles a day saved my life. Even though it was
Exactly.
a bleed on the
Exactly.
brain, I was
Yeah.
healthy enough to fight
to
what
to to
what I
to
was
to,
going
to,
through.
to survive. And you know what? I was reading an article where they were like, they were saying, this is heart attack and goes like the stroke as well.
Yeah,
Like the more robust your body is, like you have been running, you're eating the right food, even when that incident happened, your heart, or your body has that capacity to hold on
right.
before you get help. Like if you, otherwise it comes and you're like, you're gone within 5 minutes.
Yeah. And here's the crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
When they finally stabilized me, because I didn't have to have surgery or anything on my brain or anything like that.
Yeah.
So when the doctor said the bleed just stopped, it just stopped
Stopped by its own. Yeah.
by itself. So
That's
thank God I had a
amazing.
friend of mine with me at the hospital because I was visiting with her when all this took place.
Mhm.
And she's actually a nurse. And they wanted to cut me. So she was like, nah, let's have another CAT scan before we cut him. You know, I'm
Wow. Wow.
unconscious, so I don't know what's going on. But after the doctor told me, well, she said, scan you one more time to see if the bleed had stopped.
Hmm.
It just stopped.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
It's amazing.
what triggered that thought was when you said that your body gives you time to hold on
Yeah.
if you've done right by your body.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Like we do the best we can. I'm
Exactly.
not saying that we are never going to fall sick. I'm sick myself. Okay.
Yeah.
But I am living with the disease better today because of what I do than when I was waking up. I couldn't do anything.
Exactly.
Painful every day, crying every day, cussing every day. Why me? Why me? I am living much better today. Like there are very few people who can imagine that I'm so, who I would say I'm sick. They will not even think. They will not admit it. They will
Right.
not believe that because the way I have been, doing this work to reduce the most, the environment. I created the environment where I want to feel good, and also creating around people who, they're not serving you. Maybe they are bringing you down. They're sucking your energy out. So, nurturing yourself,
Right.
it's important.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And actually, there was this thing that I found that there are some people who have a rare genetic condition like that they don't feel pain. And so these people, they die young because they end up with broken bones. They can suffer internal injuries without them knowing.
Wow.
So people like those ones, we just say, well, that's the way the nature is. So pain is not the problem. Pain is the message. It's informing us that something is not going on
Right.
well as it's supposed to be. And so we take charge of it. And so what I would say, I would like to leave with the audience today is if you cut your finger or you stump your toe and it's bleeding, you have that compassion, you protect it. You would go even to the pharmacy to buy stuff to bandage it.
Right.
But when it comes to the chronic inflammation that is we are suffering inside, we have that reluctance of taking care of ourselves because we are not seeing it. I don't know. But when you're having pain, when you have these diseases, each day counts. And I say each meal counts. Each thought that you're thinking counts. So for you to heal, you need to bring everything positively at the table and look at it and say, okay, I have choice. That today we have choice. So we have choice to choose whether we want to continue going on that route of promoting the disease or we want to stop and start creating life.
Right.
Yeah.
This is good stuff, man. This is real good stuff. I wasn't expecting the positive side of information. That's really good to know.
So,
Information is a notification.
yeah.
There's something going on within the body. I love that. I love that. I love that. Always coming with the informative information, Catherine. Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good
Thank
stuff.
you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you. And for women, if this resonates with you, I continue to I invite you to try to see what I can, how I can, we can work together. I help you. I normally help women through coaching. And this is my experience. I have helped other women to go through the same journey, but each woman has, or each person has their own experiences. But mine, if you can go to foodandheal.com and read my about story, there was a time I couldn't hold a cup like that. And pain was continuous. I was taking medicine all the time. And the pain would go, but it would come back and it would come back more. And then we add more, we adding the high doses of cortisone. I didn't even know that cortisone, our body could make cortisone. And so, when you're taking some medicine, your body doesn't make, it stops making its own. I
Exactly.
didn't know that immunosuppressors, they just say you're taking medicine. It's after that I knew that they were immunosuppressors. You're suppressing your immune system when you need it most because your body is really in that it's vulnerable. So you need your immune system to help you to protect you against infections. But I took those immunosuppressors for years.
Right.
I didn't know till I really started doing the research that I was so highly exposed, had high risk of getting heart attack because of the disease itself and also the
Right.
medication that I was taking. And so when you don't have that information that is telling you, okay, this medicine that you're taking, maybe it's helping you reduce the pain, but maybe the big impact is coming in a negative way.
Right. Here's what
And
inspires me about you.
yeah,
You know, you had these health issues and what have you. And what I love about you is you took your experience and turned it into coaching and helping others. That's what I love about. That's what inspired. That's so inspiring. You know, you're
thank you.
dealing with this disease and what have you. You started doing your research
Yeah,
and you turn your tragedy into a triumph. That's some good stuff, man.
exactly.
Real good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. This morning I was weeping actually. I was here, and this when you listen to coaching businesses, you'll always get the clients who can really, clients who are coachable. That's one thing. Clients who have money so that they can pay you, and I'm like, what happens with people? What is going to happen to women or to people who can't afford to pay coaching, but they're suffering? And I really want to bring to bridge that gap to say I can't only go to the people. The rich will take themselves fast because they can pay for coaching, but also they can buy healthy food.
All right.
But the person maybe who doesn't have that financial support where they can afford to go for coaching and they're suffering with the diseases, man, it's painful. It's really painful.
Thank
And I wish that I can get to come to these people, to these women and tell, I wish I can help you to show you. If you are buying that pastor, I can help you to tell you, okay, maybe you can choose something else instead of that pastor because that pastor is not going to help you in any way.
you.
It's
Right.
going to, okay, fine, it's going to calm the hunger, but it's not feeding you. So trying the best because the poor people or the people who have financial strains are the ones who are getting sicker and sicker all the time. And
Mm.
sincerely, I wish I could help the world.
But you are by doing it by starting this podcast
I
on
wish I
nutrition.
can, yeah,
You are
have
you
that
are
impact and say, please,
exactly.
yeah,
I get it. I get it. Good stuff, man. Real good stuff. Real good stuff. So I had a question for you. A
yes,
thought just popped in my head while you were talking.
you might
Um,
hear.
in my head, a thought popped
Okay,
in my head.
okay,
Um, as far as healthy eating, I
yeah,
know here in the States, anything healthy is highly expensive.
okay.
How about in France?
Um, I would say it's that expensive. It depends what you're looking for as
Okay.
eating healthy. Okay. Well, let's break it down. Um, if I were to just go to the basics, I would say go for the legumes and beans. Okay. You you can create time because I think we are here in this world not just to go and work for someone else and spend time in, you can create time and cook those beans and legumes instead of buying them cooked. For example, you can, like, when I don't have a lot of time, I can buy what do you call this? Prepared beans. Okay.
Uh,
And when you're buying them, it's like maybe not even a kilo, it's almost €5 if you go to the organic part. And those €5, you can buy a bag of beans, and it's not €5, it's maybe €3 a kilo,
gotcha.
knowing that when you cook them, they're going to swell. Okay. So you have more than a kilo. So it's not that food is expensive, it's strategically knowing what you can do to get to eat the real food.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because even if we were to take bread, for example, imagine, we're not saying that, I'm not saying everyone has to stop eating bread. We already did the gluten podcast, right? I'm not saying if you want to go gluten, but imagine you want to continue eating your what do you call that? Wheat. You can eat wheat without having the bread. It doesn't taste the same. But you can also make your own wheat by grinding make your flour by grinding the wheat. If you get the wheat itself, which will cost less than when you buy the bread, because the bread is already something that is made. So it bypasses the work in the house. And so it seems like it's cheaper.
Right.
Okay. But if you want to buy grains and then you blend them, they're not going to make the same bread. But I can tell you once again, one thing. I did that, not because I was trying, but that thing of saying you're going to make your bread in the house, you make one, twice, three, four times, and it's like, hey, it's a consuming thing. It's consuming work. Okay. So
Right.
you see that if you tell yourself, I'm not going to buy that bread, I'm going to make my bread. The bread you make, you don't eat it in a day because you're going to tell yourself, I'm not going
Right.
to the kitchen tomorrow morning, right? So you're going to preserve it. But here we are offered the solution that are quick and quick to make us sick because
Well,
you get the bread. Sorry?
speaking of bread,
Yeah,
I'm on a keto bread,
yeah,
and as you guys know, that keto is real good for you as far as keto bread.
yeah,
But that bread here in the States is seriously expensive than your regular bread.
yeah. Because keto is going to use eggs and is going to use almond.
Right.
Almonds are expensive. The most grain that is eaten worldwide is wheat.
Right.
So wheat and the wheat has been modified, genetically modified. Now it's more available and it's going to create those things. From a small piece of dough, you have when it's stretched out, you have a whole piece of bread.
Right.
Even if inside you have some holes because it has a lot of air. But meaning it doesn't take a lot of raw material to make that bread. But also keto comes with also breading. There is this style. Not everyone who is going keto. It's kind of a style. So it's going to be expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's seriously expensive. Seriously expensive.
And if you are to like combine, you get the ingredients and you make that in your house, I would tell you, you would put some in the freezer
Oh, really?
because yeah,
Yeah.
because you tell
So
you,
you had to send me the recipe on that, how to do that.
I don't know how because I've never done ketonic, but I know that keto diet, they reduce all the grains.
Right.
So you're left with nuts and seeds. And since they promote more of having proteins and fat, I imagine you can cook almond without having eggs.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
I got another thought that just popped in my head.
But
You
sorry, you
remember?
can cook. Just let me quote.
Uh,
To cook with almond and have butter, have a good butter. You need those eggs. Let me not say that you can't cook almond without eggs. You need that something to bind them together. So sorry for that. You can maybe have keto that is vegan. It can exist.
okay. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember what was that thing you had? You showed me how to make. What was the name of that again?
Ugali, ugali,
Ogali, ogali, ogali.
ugali. Yeah, that's a Kenyan dish. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah. I
yes.
remember that was some years ago. Ogali.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a while. I haven't made it later.
yeah,
It's a good food. Very good food.
yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good
And
stuff.
actually, I think it's last year. I tried to make some with rice flour. I did the same process, but I used the rice, and it was really cool.
Right.
Very
Ladies
cool.
and gentlemen, she was telling me about ugali, and I was like, I'm gonna try and make it. So I'm here, I'm over the stove making this was years ago. I'm making it, making it, making it. I was surprised that I was able to make that dish. And it was
Yeah.
very simple, it was real
It's
easy.
very simple. Yeah, and ugali, for those who don't know, it's made with corn flour, wheat one, the white one.
Yeah.
But also you can use the yellow. Normally here I use the yellow because that was more available.
Uh,
and you use it with boiling water. But I also learned to cook it without boiling the water because the techniques, it's more much complicated when, because you have to use, the water is boiling and you pour the flour, and you
uh,
have to stir vigorously because you don't want to have the lumps.
right.
And so
Yeah, it's work, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to
it's
make ugali, it's actually work. So if you're not up for the work, don't do it.
yeah. It's really energetic. You really have to turn,
Right.
turn till it gets that best consistency. But I found that I can make it without really having the boiling water.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell the folks where they could find that podcast. We're really trying to build Catherine's YouTube channel up where she can start monetizing and getting the
Oh,
fruits from her labor. So you guys go and subscribe to Catherine's channel.
thank you,
Subscribe
thank
to
you,
that channel, and she'll be posting her podcast over on her channel so she can actually monetize. So to get
thank
that
you,
viewership
thank
up,
you.
good stuff.
Yeah, on YouTube you can find me. It's Catherine Bedu, just like my name. And I have so far put some videos up there. Have 11 videos up there, maybe. And yeah, I would love your support. And I would love
Good
to know
stuff.
how I can serve you because I really want to serve. I feel called for this, helping people to reduce disease. And if we can prevent, it will be better than waiting till the disease is there.
Exactly. And you,
It's much easier to create health from non-disease point than when you're running and you're chasing time to heal because you have the disease already.
exactly.
And
As always,
for
go
just
ahead.
a
I'm
second,
sorry.
sorry. And for inflammation, I have the best anti-inflammation cookbook. I mean breakfast. So here, this is a breakfast that can assist you, especially today. We just talked about inflammation. So this is a book that has anti-inflammatory recipes that have helped me, my my family. Now my son is a bit older now. He doesn't always eat my breakfast, but yeah, these are the breakfasts that we have been eating for almost 10 years now.
Good stuff. You can catch that. You can get that book over at Amazon.com,
Thank you.
Prime, and all that good stuff. And always, you can actually catch Catherine Gettu with her blogs at foodandheal.com, as you see on the screen there. And if you
Thank you.
need some nutrition coaching, you can contact her at foodandheal.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. So until next Thursday, we'll come up with another informative nutrition edition here on the conversation with the lovely nutritionist coach Catherine Gettu. Don't know what we're going to be talking about, but I'll be here. So hopefully you guys be here as well.
And yeah, and send us your ideas as well. Send us your questions. What would you like to know?
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. So how do you say au revoir? Is that it? Au
Yeah,
revoir.
au revoir. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Thank
Yeah.
you, friends, for tuning, and thank you for the into the states as well. Got to get up early in the morning to do the podcast with Catherine, but it's so rewarding. So it's at 7 o'clock hour here, the 14 hour over in France. We do it live for you guys.